Hello, let's continue our drawing. So we already looked at the theory, covered 3 types of perspective. Now let's put it into practice. Let's show a cube in 2-point or angular perspective. This drawing can be created using any material that's convenient for you. We start with the vertical edge and then we show horizontal ones that are going to the left and then a distant vertical edge. Now horizontal edges that are going to the right. All 3 of them should converge so they eventually cross. We show a vertical edge on the right face and we finish with the furthest horizontal edge. I'm proposing drawing lines out of the cube's contour, so that it's easier to see how lines converge the further away they go. Let's try another example and change the angle of our cube slightly. Here we show a vertical edge and then horizontal ones, extended to one side and another. Then we show vertical edges and only after that upper horizontal edges. Also, try to extend the lines, this will give you extra practice in drawing straight lines. Next, outline the cube's contour. In these 2 cases, we look at the cube from above, so we see the upper face of the cube. Let's hatch it. Now, let's draw a cube as if we are looking at it from below. We start as usual with the vertical edge. In this case, horizontal edges will angle downwards to the level of our eyes. Then I add the furthest vertical edge and we can now see how much of the cube's face is visible. We continue with the distant edges. It will be a bit more complicated, but we have to make the right edges converge and the left edges converge too. Next, we outline the cube's contour. Let's show the last variant in angular perspective. Here is a vertical edge and horizontal edges going to the left and right. Next, we have distant vertical edges. Now let's compare the incline of the horizontal edges. Comparing the inclines of the lower face, we can see that the edges are parallel to each other. This is a common mistake in drawing. The lines should be getting closer to each other. So let's fix it by making them more inclined. Outline the contour a little more and hatch a lower face. Let's take a cube in a frontal perspective. Here we start with the lower horizontal edge, which will be strictly horizontal. Then draw the whole horizontal face. Horizontal edges, which are moving away from us, will move towards each other, as with the rod that goes into the distance. We show a distant horizontal edge, then outline and hatch an upper face. The second variant is when we look at the cube from below. Draw a frontal face and horizontal edges will go downwards and converge. Now let's do the same thing here, outline a contour and hatch a lower face. It's best to draw these cubes several times to make it stick. We are going to look at the last type of perspective with 3 points, by drawing a skyscraper or a vertically stretched object. We start as usual with the closest vertical edge. Then we start the same as before when we looked at 2-point perspective. Horizontal edges to the left and right. The closest point to us is this upper one. The rest will be further away and will get smaller. Vertical edges going downwards will be getting closer to each other. After that, we draw the cube's upper face and that's it. See? Quite simple! Now it's the same if we look from below. Here is the nearest vertical edge. Horizontal edges will be directed downwards, and as we are looking from below, this means that its higher will be further away. The vertical edges going into the distance are getting closer to each other. So let's finish with the distant horizontal edges. Make a more defined outline and the cube is done. Do several of these cubes, practice of your straight lines. and understanding of perspective. As soon as you feel that drawing these cubes is easy, you can immediately start to draw objects. These drafts shouldn't be big. The more you do, the better the result. That's why if you get a good grasp of perspective with a cube, you will have no more difficulties. Have fun drawing!